Hey guys, and welcome to the next episode of A Tale of 10 Painters. So I'm joined tonight by Topper, Declan, Reese and Dave, and what follows is a fantastic conversation between the five of us, and I really enjoyed this, and I'm already looking forward to next month. And if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. Cheers. So these are Aaron's demons.
Desmond's,
sorry. Yeah, Desmond's.
Oh, look at them.
So he's gone for a green theme.
That is some quality wallpaper as well. But,
I don't know. It needs a bit of retouching by the looks of it.
no, they're really nice.
They are. It's really detailed work. Actually, it's quite doing those teeth and things like that. It's quite fine work, isn't it? So
yeah, it is. I also like the fact. I think sometimes people can go over the top on the base, and this detracts from the model itself.
Yeah.
And the bases on there are just enough just to give it some light, but also highlight the model itself.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So I think he's actually done 2 units. So he's only doing the Nurgle, and these are for 40k and AOS. So he's kind of managed to do them 2 units for that. So I'm assuming he's got one for 40k and one for AOS as his submission. But yeah, vice versa. They work for both. And these are yours, aren't they, Dave?
Yeah.
They're nice, Dave.
What are they?
They're bats, aren't they?
They're bats. Yeah.
I figured that much out.
They are. Oh hell! Now you're testing me. I don't know if they're. I think they're bat swarms. Bat swarms. Yeah. Because I get confused because there's fellow bats and there's bat swarms. I think they're bat swarms. And that's one base for Legions of Nagash, but you can use it in Soul Blight as well. So that's pretty good. So they're not the best sculpts ever, but they're okay.
Yeah.
The mushroom I got from a set. Oh, I had it on. It's from a Polish company. I got a whole.
Oh, Skyball. Is it Skyball?
I can't remember, honestly. Can't remember. If I find it, I'll put it on the WhatsApp in case anybody wants them. But they're pretty good, and the Bravestone thing is just off the general Skellies sprue, just for a bit of interest.
So your Chaos Warriors, I love these. I love the little blood splatters you've got all over the place as well.
And I like the fact, Dave, that you haven't done the blood splatters prominent on all of them. That would have been a bit. I think that would have been too much. I think they look fantastic.
No, thanks, Mark.
The color detail you've got on there, to give them life with just that dark color is just brilliant.
Thank you. They're so it's 5 dudes for my Slave to Darkness. They're obviously Khorne warriors. I was going to try and take a better picture, but because I'd put them with all my other Khorne stuff, I couldn't actually figure out which of the 5 I'd most recently painted were. So you've got that slightly trash picture, but I'll try and do better next time.
Listen,
well, you painted 5, so it's fine.
Yeah, but this is a 10 painters challenge, not a 10 painting photography challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to lean on that quite a lot, I think. Yeah.
I've just got this down as Wraith because I don't know what these models are. I'm not a massive Age of Sigmar player, so you might have to tell me what the models are.
That is a Cairn Wraith, and again, that's for Legions of Nagash. So I've got 2 done for Legions of Nagash, and 1 done for GA Chaos, General, GA Chaos.
Yeah.
I'm not going to swear because it's good on YouTube. I hated this model. I genuinely hated this model.
Oh no!
What did you hate about it?
Everything. It wasn't difficult to put it together, but it had some real pain in the arse mold lines. Part way through the painting job, every time you tried to put paint on it, the damn thing flexed. Eventually, it just broke off, which you can possibly just about make out near the base.
Mhm.
I was going to try and take it a bit further in terms of the kind of ghostly effect on the cloak sort of thing. And in the end, I said no. Partly because I wasn't totally convinced that it wouldn't just break off the base again. So in the end, I just thought I'll put something interesting on the base, which will maybe kind of detract from the not 100% paint job. I was quite pleased with the side blade, but you can't really see it on here, unfortunately, just because I like the way the weathering turned out.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I really like the side handle as well.
Yeah. Which
How have
contrast
you
paint
done
is that?
that?
Is that dried bark or something? I mean,
No, is it my super tip for the pure, like if you want to get a really nice but easy to do wood, super basic would be give it a black prime, give it a zenithal highlight, and then if I can find the paint, it's called Intense Wood. I think it's a scale colour paint.
okay.
And then just run that over the top and move it around a bit as you like and see how you like it. And then if you want it a bit deeper, you can stain it a bit more. But that is all I did with that.
That's a cracking effect. It's really good.
Well, the paint did the work, really, not me. Honestly, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, I might be leaning on that a lot later.
I'll find it and I'll put it on the chat. I think it's scale colour Intense Wood, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah. I've been looking at them myself because they do those shimmer effect paints, don't they? I think they've got metallic greens and metallic blues and stuff as well, haven't they?
I don't know. I've not tried those, in fairness. And the other thing which I didn't do, so I did 2 for Legions, 1 for GA Chaos, and I failed, despite having nearly 2 months, to get something done for Renegades and Chaos, because I'm going to be brutally honest, I just kind of lost my mojo with it, particularly after they all got confirmed to move to Legends and some of them disappeared and various other things. So I painted a few Space Marines instead, a few other things really, which weren't for the challenge. So
I just see your Space Marines are looking good though.
well, I've actually done something really stupid, in line with Topper's theme there. I ordered the battle box. Is it called Battle Force? Battle Force.
Battle Force, yeah.
4 Chaos Marines.
Okay.
And I'm doing them as Crimson Slaughter.
Oh, you're going with them in the end. Oh, that's good.
Going with it. So if I'm permitted by the group, I will change my thing from Renegades and Heretics to 40k Chaos, and then that lets me do whatever. Please, I humbly.
I think you've made a really good point there, which if anyone else is listening to this needs to, you lost your mojo. And in our group, there's every now and then, there's always someone going, I've just lost my mojo at the moment. And actually what you've done is what the advice we can give each other all the time, isn't it? Which is, do you know what? Don't beat yourself up over it. Take a step back, do something different.
Yeah.
If there's another model, another army, or even if it's another thing altogether, there's no point in doing it when you're not enjoying it, because that's the whole point of this.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. But there is a trap, right? And I don't know if you've seen it, but ages ago I put a picture on the WhatsApp group of the stuff that I had built for Renegades and Heretics, right? And that's because I kept getting going with the painting and going, oh my goodness, can't face doing this. And then I would go and say, well, do some modelling instead, do some assembly, get something ready. So I now have like a tank park on top of the filing cabinet of tanks that I've converted and built for Renegades and Heretics, but they're not painted. So I agree with the advice, but yeah, there's a trap there somewhere.
But Dave, I thought that was going to be an excellent soundbite from me that Peter could put on YouTube, and we'll have, all these painters around the world will be watching this and going, "Oh, I get that moment as well when I feel a bit down, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it." And I thought it was brilliant, and you've just shot it all out the water.
Peter, man, just edit me out. Just edit me out.
Don't
And
edit me out, I've done my hair.
that was my contribution for the month one. So cheers, thank you.
That's good going. That's good going.
It's my Hurricaneum.
Yes, I took this from earlier on because it looked finished.
It is finished. Yeah, it's been in a box for 3 years since Forbidden Power came out. So I've been doing scenery quite a bit over COVID because I couldn't. It's easy to do scenery in front of the TV.
Yes, I found that as well recently.
So yeah, it's a lovely model. I mean, it's stupidly difficult.
A lot
What
of
is it?
assemblies, sub-assemblies.
It's a sub-assembly job. Yeah, and it's
What is it?
It's a Hurricaneum. Sorry, it's not Hurricaneum. It's a gosh, I've forgotten. I had it written down somewhere so I wouldn't forget. It's a thing. I'll find out.
It's a thing. Don't worry, I'll put a description on the video.
We are absolute professionals, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm not editing this either.
It's a thing.
It's my fault again as well.
No, but is that Balthazar gold you've got? I quite like that deep gold you've got going. Or
Yeah, so it's Balthazar Gold, and then I Agrax Earthshade it.
yeah.
It's a penumbral engine,
Oh,
there we
cool.
go.
apparently. There we
Yeah.
go.
I thought that was obvious. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, no,
Oh, right, yeah.
I obviously remembered as well. I didn't go onto the website or anything.
I really like the runes. They're really, it's really clean. The runes
Yeah.
are really.
Yeah, they're so easy to
Really
do
nice.
because they've embossed them so high. You don't need to really paint them individually. You just sort of take the brush over them and they work, which is really nice.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah.
I can't imagine what. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it was nice to paint it. I don't know when I'm going to use it. The only tournament I ever go to that uses terrain is Sheffield, and that's January, so that's not going to happen. So I have to see.
So do you have to take terrain to Bobo? I don't know.
Maybe. I haven't been to Bobo in ages. I went to one of the ones they did in Nottingham, which was good fun. But I didn't arrange any this year.
That is really nice.
Yeah, I tend to do Warhammer Worlds ones. They're nice
Can
and
you
straight.
move under it?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Like in the game, can you move under it?
Yeah. I mean, I've got goblins, so loads of things move under it. Yeah, I'm going to put it on a base so that it gets a bit of stability. Because it's a really weird model, and it's almost sprung. Those top bronze things, you have to super glue in because they're a little bit springy. I don't know why they've done it like that, but yeah, it's a fun model. Definitely paint it in pieces.
I think it is superb.
It is really good.
I say.
I tell you, the best compliment I can give that is that if that was themed correctly in a photo, it looks real.
Ooh, that's very kind. I'll need to put it in a proper photo now, won't I? I need to put it into my light box and do it as a white
Yeah, you need to
background.
make more of an effort, Declan.
No, I do really do.
Work harder on your photos.
I got away with a trash photo. I thought this wasn't the photo competition.
But listen, when someone's made a bit of an effort, they might as well go all the way. When someone's made no effort, then just where you are, Dave.
Fair enough.
I mean, wait till you get to Reese. Reese has made effort.
So these are my rock
Whatever you
ducks.
say.
These are fantastic. I love the skin colour you've got on these.
Yeah, so my goblins are all blue. So everything that isn't a goblin is red.
Oh yes, you've got the multicoloured squig army, haven't you?
I've painted about 80 red squigs, so I decided to paint different colours. Yeah, I've got too many. But most of them are red. There's only a few that are a different colour at the moment.
No, I like the different colours. It adds a bit of a uniqueness to the army. It's good.
It does, yeah.
Definitely.
Kerry from the Hobby Room has a very, very nice squig army that's got lots of different units and lots of different colours, but I've not gone quite that level. I go a bit mad if I do that.
Yeah, I did a goblin army in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, and painting goblins was too much for me in the end. That would have ended my hobby career if I carried on. So kudos to you for keeping going with them.
Yeah, I've been doing them since the 90s.
The detail you've got on there is superb. The quality of your painting, the neatness of the lines and everything is really good.
Yeah, I do edge highlighting on everything because a product of the 90s is you were only told how to paint edge highlights. all my models have edge highlights all over them.
Yeah,
they're really, really lovely models to do as well. So I've bought 6 more in the Battle Force. So I've got 6 more to paint after Christmas.
And the thing is with models is I think one big block of colour is always more difficult to pull off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it can just look like you've literally just dipped it in a pot of paint.
The old dip and flick technique.
Absolutely. I've definitely used that before.
Are we still talking about models?
Oh dear, move on.
Yeah, move on. And this is
now we're talking about proper models.
Yeah, Orruk War Boss. So I've got another one who is painted green, but I wanted to try black skin. So the picture doesn't quite show it, but his skin's black, like you'd paint Africans in historical.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it works. It's a lovely model as well.
It is.
And it shows the blue and red of the army. So it's it's just a shame he's not brilliant in rules. Now I've got 2 of them. You don't ever really need 2, but he's lovely. A lovely model.
It's nice just to have sitting on your shelf, though.
Yeah. Well, he's got a mate now, so they can alternate. which one of them comes out to die?
It's like a tag team. They can, tag each other in and out.
Which one's the Undertaker?
Yeah. I'm not sure they're ever coming down in points either. I just think they'll stay where they are. But it's another gorgeous model and relatively easy to paint as well.
Does he theme? Is he painted is that why is those colours so you can use him as like a grand destruction force?
Yeah. So all my destruction force are blue with red highlights, with red pickups. So I did the goblins first, and then I painted all my Ard boys, and then people started calling them Crimson Fists, which is very fair. So my latest ones have more red. The early Ard boys just have red hands, and they do look like Crimson Fists. So this one has a lot more red. So get rid of the accusation.
That's really.
Oh, I love that. That's really brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, you can't 100% see the skin, but it does look really good.
Yeah, I have no idea how to photograph dark skin.
It is a challenge.
Probably
photographing anything dark is quite difficult.
Yeah, it just sort of gets lost in the shadows. But I can see a little bit of the highlights I've done on the hand, so I'm nice and happy that it sort of shows what I've done.
You were saying about the points earlier, about changing. I thought they'd recently changed the points on him from 150 down to 140 anyway.
Oh, possibly. Oh, I don't know. All the Ard boys went up by 10, so it doesn't really matter very much. I've got 80 Ard boys, so all my points went up, but we'll get there.
Brutes came down.
Yeah. And this is a Meerschaum Miniatures giant. So he's from one of the Meerschaum Miniatures lines that I can't remember. But I love Greek models, so I've painted him as a Gargant so that I can use him in my Sons of Behemoth army if I'm nowhere.
I was going to ask whether it's going to be a stand-in for something. Yeah. As long as I'm not playing at Warhammer World, I should get away with it.
How tall is it?
Yeah, he's a
How tall is it?
Sorry, how tall?
How tall? Yeah.
He's about the same as, I should have put a model next to him, shouldn't I? He's about the same as a normal Gargant, roughly. So he works quite nicely. and the base is the Gargant-sized base.
Mm.
So it's the same sort of base that Gorgrunters and other big cavalry go on. But yeah, he stands astride quite a lot, so I've had to put something extra on the base otherwise the base is empty. But, yeah. It's really nice. It's a lovely model.
I was just thinking about your basing is actually, I really like that crackled earth effect. It's really good. It's a nice look to those models.
Yeah, my basing is a lot better since they brought out the do-it-yourself easy basing kit stuff. All that cracking paint is marvelous.
I love it. I can't get enough of it either.
Yeah.
It's the first pot of paint I ran out of was my Grellan Earth.
Yeah.
Because it was like, that's going on everything.
Yeah, it's that and Sterling Mud. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
And it's only, this model's a great example of it. But like I said on Dave's, where was it Dave's where there was less basing made the model stand out, or the Nurgle? Sorry, I was.
Yeah.
But on this one, the basing can finish off your model so well, can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I started off doing basing for one grass tuft, and you have to do loads. If you do them at all on a big base like this, there's got to be tons of them.
But the key there as well is you've got the variation of the grass, because rather than just using the one shade of grass, you've got the two, which kind of adds to it as well.
Yeah, it's and it means I can use, if I want, I can do a Grand Alliance army.
Yeah.
Not ever brought myself to do it since Sigmar changed, but you never know. Maybe
I'm trying to do Grand Alliance order. It doesn't end well. Let's put it that way. When you field them on the tabletop.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you can chuck Gotrek in there as well, though. So.
Yeah, that is true. I've not got Gotrek yet.
The thing the thing that we've learned about basing is less is more, but also more is more.
Yeah.
Depends on the model.
It's a good summary.
I think it's fair to say that as part of this 10 painter challenge, any basing we do is perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Now this one comes pre-based. I'm not going to give Ed any preference, any benefit for this.
Oh, I don't know, because the little snow he's put on there it's actually quite
he's
good.
put snow on there. We'll give him the snow.
And I love his the work he's done on that hair as well. That's amazing.
It is good.
Oh, that stood out when I saw that photo. That hair is just incredible.
Yeah, that's a lovely model.
It is. It's such a good model, and what I really love about this, especially if you look at the it'll probably be the next picture, but with the face.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's not the face. Anyway, what I really love.
I'll find it. Hang on.
Is that no, it's okay.
There we go.
He's really gone for it, and like he's obviously had a very different vision of it to the one that the box art comes in with.
Yeah.
And when you look at this in like the context of his whole army scheme, this will be one figure who, like, the rest of them are all sort of sweetness and light and all this sort of stuff, and then you've got this one dark weeping mage. I in the context of it, I love it. It's so good.
It's really good. I'm really impressed that he's managed to make the veil work in black as well.
Oh god, yeah. I've got to say, the bravery of taking photos this close. I would never take them this close to my miniatures.
No, neither would I.
Just wouldn't happen.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm going to say lots of nasty things about Ed's Lumineth, because I'm doing Lumineth as well, and I'm glad that my photos don't directly follow his, because his are excellent, and I'm glad there's some space between us. He's done a great job on that.
Yeah,
he has. Yeah, and that's, I don't know what part that is. That's the bowl that she holds, isn't it? So that's just the steam, I think, that comes off it.
That's the magic.
Yeah.
But even on there, the fact that the contents of the bowl, he's actually gone to the effort of, giving them that pearlescent look.
Yeah.
With the
I'd love to know how he's done that, actually, because he's some kind of wash. Maybe he might have varnished it as well, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's brilliant. The transition's fantastic.
Yeah, it looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he went in with a deep blue and then brought it up from there.
To be honest with you, I think he's put too much effort into it. I think he's gone over.
Oh yeah, there's a full view
Oh God,
of
there's
it.
more.
There's plenty of Ed's. Yeah.
Wow.
My one thing about that model, and it's not Ed's paint job at all, which I think is awesome. It's the feet.
Yeah.
Where are your
Well, no,
shoes
the
off?
The Hobbit feet.
Yeah, it's the sculpt. The sculpt. He's done an amazing job, but that sculpt for me, like the first time I saw it, like that. Ooh, yeah. Is that Sam or Frodo?
And I need to backtrack on one thing I said earlier, which is that he has done some work on the base because the original base doesn't fill up the entire black base. It's only a part of it, so he has built additional on there. So kudos to him. He has taken it above and beyond.
was that hard for you to say?
Yes. Because I'm looking at mine that's half painted thinking, oh, maybe I should do a bit more on the base.
You'll be able to tell me what this model is. I think is a Warden, is it? Or
It is. It's the warden. It's the head of the wardens. I can't remember what his official name is. I'll tell you.
Okay.
I like these tufts he's got with the flowers on. I might have to ask him where he's bought them from.
So this isn't a character. This is just the
leader of the unit.
wardens. Yeah, the leader of the unit. So you can have several of these on the battlefield. But what a great model!
I still can't believe so many people are doing white armor either. White armor's mad. It's so good. It's so difficult to do.
I've found a trick for white armor now, which is I don't paint in white. I paint in pallid witch flesh.
Oh, okay.
And you do lots of thin coats, so you build it up with a lot of thin coats, watered down, and it comes out nice and smooth. And then you can actually highlight that with white, so it still looks white, but you've got that highlight on there as well, just to draw it up a bit.
Yeah.
You'll
So
be
you still
pleased to know I've remembered that he's called a High Warden. It's got nothing to do with me just getting this out.
That's it, High Warden. Oh, yes.
Hey,
Oh my-
Napoleonics.
Yes, this is one box of 7 that Paul Tyso's rebased. So he's been rebasing rather than painting. So I think he said he had 7 boxes like this of Austrian Napoleonics, which he's just ploughed through and rebased. So I've got 16 images of these.
It's the first time I've realised how small they are because they're lever arch box files that he's in.
Yes, they are. Yeah, these are 15mm miniatures.
Right out loud, they are. I mean, wow.
That's all the boxes there that he's been rebasing. You can see the size of them in the background there, actually.
No, that's isn't that perspective? Near, far away.
There's that as well. These are his French.
That's dedication, though, isn't it, to do that so quickly?
Yeah, the rate he paints as well is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think he can paint 200 miniatures in a weekend. It's just insane. But the basing alone, the basing's not. It's not like it's just thrown grass on it and left it as well. You can see there's rocks and everything on there as well. It's not like it's a simple basing method. It's quite in depth.
And I think he said in the group chat recently that even on some of them, he's trying to give that variation so it doesn't look like they're all just on the same.
Exactly.
There is thought going into each of them, so every base is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and painting 15mm is difficult.
Horses.
It's a lot of horses.
Yeah.
A lot of these are Russians now, I think. He's probably going to be correcting me when this video goes out. Peter, you're an absolute idiot. It's not what they are. Oh God, he's even painted the mustaches on those boys. That's quite incredible. 15mm.
They are incredibly good for the size that they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, hats off to him.
Yeah. So that's his Napoleon. So he's been doing rebasing this month. So I don't think he's painted any fresh miniatures, but I
He's
expect.
probably done 3 armies.
Yeah, by the time we go to December, he'll moved on to like America and doing the War of 1812 or something. All we know, but yeah.
Because he's covered all European conflicts.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe he might have to go back another 100 years and see what he does there. So these are some of mine now. So this is my captain for my Void Dragons, which are my own Space Marine chapter.
Okay.
And this is the one where the lighting's not very good on this, so I do apologise. But this is the one where I've used a pallid witch flesh on the white instead of white,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah,
Oh, behave yourself. Oh, the lighting's not very good.
it's not. It's not.
I'm more interested in when you're going to go back and finish it, Peter.
I'm actually thinking about redoing the base, actually. So yeah, I might well be going back to this model.
I mean,
is
Peter,
fantastic.
that's a fantastic job. The amount of detail and the amount of time that's gone into that is obvious when you look at it.
Thank you. I did steal a lot of techniques from Darren Latham on YouTube, so particularly with the power sword. But yeah, he's a great one to go to if you need tips on how to paint. He is.
Was he the guy you used to be at Games Workshop?
He's a Games Workshop miniature artist, so he does all the sculpting, and he started his own YouTube channel and doing how to paint miniatures because he used to be an heavy metal artist. But then he got in a bit of trouble with Games Workshop first starting his own YouTube channel because they were like, "We've got our own YouTube channel. Why are you starting up a competitor?" So he was told not to do that anymore. So yeah, but he can't delete his videos, so they're still up, so you can still view them.
Okay.
Some sad days, though. Hey, go back. We didn't get a full appreciation.
Go back.
Of just how bad, yeah, we didn't get an appreciation of just how bad the lighting was on that one.
I agree. I mean, it's hardly worth. Dave, I agree with you, Dave. It's hardly worth talking about it. I mean, I'm blinded by the shine of the light on his head.
Exactly.
I really like the tilt plate as well that he's got there on the
Oh
armor.
God, that was a nightmare to paint. That I don't ever want to do one of them again. Never.
That is really, really nice because the additional detail that you put on there, which just breaks up the how can I put this? If you had that as a solid plate of colour,
Yeah.
I think it would take away a little bit because it would break up the flow. Whereas having that on there, that little bit of extra detail, it just really brings out. This is honestly, it's such a good marine.
Thank you.
It really
I've
is.
got to let you into a secret though. I might have cheated a bit with that.
Oh.
I didn't paint it. What I've used is one of those micro pens, the ones with a really fine tip, and I just use that to draw the details on rather than actually use a paintbrush.
Oh, banned from the group.
I did it for the eyes as well. I can't paint eyes, so I painted his eyes white, but then I used one of those micro designer pens and just put the little dots of black instead of using a paintbrush.
So can we have a vote? Do we need to change the name of this YouTube series to The Tale of 10 Painters and Drawers?
Yeah, fair point.
Where do we stand on decals?
Oh dear.
I'll let you know when I finish my Imperial Knights.
Fair point.
And then these are.
Can I just say one thing before we talk about the models?
Yeah.
I got one of them solar discs. They're brilliant.
Fantastic, aren't they? I love it.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's like a dual stand. You can buy them off like Amazon or eBay for like £6 or something. It just rotates using solar panels. It's fantastic.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
But see, I bought mine for $5 and it came with a UV light.
Oh, okay.
So any time I can just turn it on and it's warm and it just spins and it's brilliant.
Oh, that's a good idea. I might have to have a look and get one of them.
It scared the bejesus out of me the other morning when I came downstairs and I'm sat at my desk working and I could hear this noise thinking, what the hell is that? But I'd left that on the desk and the sun was shining on it and spinning around. I thought there was ghosts. I love the black on these.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Death Company and these are done really well.
I don't like painting black armor though. It's not a fun paint to work with, and it just takes so much longer than when you're painting the normal Blood Angels. So I'm glad I've only painted 5. I don't plan to do many more.
Is that the new box?
It is. It's the Intercessor box set you can buy off Games Workshop. It's just I've got another 5 of these, but I think I'll do these in the Void Dragon scheme rather than Death Company.
Okay.
What I really like the you've got some really nice subtle weathering.
Yeah, that was just I just dry brushed a bit of the base color that I was using for the base. I think it was Mornfan brown and a bit of oh god, I can't remember the other color. But yeah, I just dry brushed that over the feet a bit just to give a bit of you know, show that it blends in a bit with the base.
And I like the fact that you've got the white snow or Herald,
Yeah.
whichever it is.
That
Because
Valhallan snow is brilliant. It's so easy to use.
Yeah, it counters against the black and the red so well, but it picks out the white on their armor. It's very well done. And
Thank
red
you.
weapons. It's not often you see red weapons.
No, it's not. I've gone back for the old 90s colour scheme with these. The Death Company used to have bright red weapons.
That's right.
So that's kind of why I've done that. But yeah.
You didn't go for the goblin green base, though. Let us down.
Wow. I did buy the second edition box set again the other day. So those might be coming up with Goblin Green bases. We'll have to see.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! Wow.
They're fantastic. Again, they're really nice.
Thank you. I might need some decals on the shoulder, though. So we have to.
What decal would Death Company have?
Well, actually, you could probably do. I think the come with this. The old ones used to have the molded shoulder pads, but I think you could buy decals with these crosses on the shoulder pad and things like that. But I mean, they're easy enough to paint, but they are a pain to get in the right position.
Did you draw them on?
No, I painted those ones.
What did you draw on these?
There's no drawing involved whatsoever on these ones.
Okay, I'm going to call you bluff here. What about his eyes?
No, they are painted on.
Okay.
Lucky you can't see them very well, so you know it's fine. You can't see where I've gone over the edges.
Are you doing those now, or you like? Because are you doing your homegrown Space Marines now? Are you doing both?
I'm going to do both. I think I'm going to try and do both. So homegrown and the Blood Angels, but we'll have to see how it goes. Because I've got an awful lot of backlog of Space Marines, so I need to get rid of them all. But yeah. And this one's my 6mm Napoleonics. 6mm, yeah. So yeah, they're quite tiny. They're quite tiny, and they're quite easy to paint. Surprisingly, easier than painting a 28mm miniature. Which sounds weird, but it's all you have to do is like undercoat them black. There's no highlighting and no shading. You paint the coats red, you paint the trousers white, you get the cross belts, you paint the faces in the flesh colour, and that's it. So simple as.
Very nice. I do War Master, but I've lost the knack of painting 10mm. So hopefully over Christmas I'll reteach myself how to do it.
No, well, if you ever go on the Bacchus website, it's got some good painting guides on there. I'll put a link in the chat.
Brilliant.
I like the basing as well. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's just some very small. I think it's 1mm static grass that I've just stuck on, and I've stuck a few rocks on. I didn't even paint the rocks. I just left them as they were, so it was just kind of fairly simple. I think there's some GW textured paint down there as well, just to make it a bit easier.
Did you have like a campaign in mind for them?
I'm writing my own Napoleonic rule set called Clausewitz, so like a fool, because I've played a couple of Napoleonic rule sets, and none of them kind of suit what I want to do, because they all kind of focus on brigades rather than individual units. So I kind of wanted something that I could play in my style that I wanted to play, and it's kind of getting a few traction. I've got a few play testers going with it now, so it's getting a bit of traction, and we're getting there. And the first edition should be ready next year, so we'll see.
Oh wow!
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, well, don't say that until you see it next year, but yeah.
Okay.
Right, Reese, you're up.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't actually played with these yet at all. These are new armies that I've done middle of the year. Still haven't got around to playing with them yet, but hopefully getting the Fire Slayer sorted first, and then carrying on with the KO.
That's some fantastic models.
Who's the first character?
Jacob. That's the festive one.
Yeah, the Brewmaster General, isn't he, or something?
Yeah.
Or Santa with some beer.
Something, isn't it?
Yes, he can't be played in KO, but he does have a Warcry card, which I currently don't play Warcry, so currently it's just a model, so just going to stay there a minute.
Could you use him as like an admiral or something for the KO, or like a stand-in?
I have seen a lot of people putting them in as stand-ins, mainly for I think it's the chemist, or the admiral.
Oh,
one of
that would be
those.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, the chemist is a good call, wasn't it?
Yeah.
that's. I should have really thought of that.
Well, to be honest, if you want a chemist, you want the one with a barrel of beer on his back, don't you?
Yeah.
He provides the best medicine. Yeah.
Particularly if you're a dwarf.
Of the skin tones you've done on these, that one in the on the third from the left is fantastic. The Fire Slayer. These skin tones are fantastic.
Actually, I think it's about only 3 colours actually to do that.
There's more than I use. I use one.
Cadian flesh, Cadian flesh tone, Keslev flesh, and then just a wash of where is it? Requiem Fleshblade.
Oh yeah.
I'm right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Reese, when did you start Warhammer, Reese?
The same time as you, the start of the year. Well,
Get out of here! Start of the year.
Don't tell me that. I've been painting since 18.
Start of the year. That's it.
Reese painted his first models in February, and not even in February. You didn't paint them for a while, did you?
no, I just built them. Yeah, I've only started Warhammer this year.
I rage quit.
Shocking.
And he only,
Yeah, I'm not
he only
painting.
started painting. He only started painting in April, May time.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
He's another one I hate alongside with Ed. I hate Ed because Ed's painting the same as me. And I hate Reese because he's younger than me, better looking than me, and he's a better painter than me already, and I hate him.
Well, I mean, we're all better looking than you, but
Dave, anyone else could have said that, I'd have accepted it.
no, I think I'm going to go and burn my paintbrushes now after hearing that.
yeah.
I mean, look at that fourth one.
I
Who's
know.
that character on the end?
That is incredible.
To be fair, I do take quite a while with these. Like,
It
you
doesn't
guys are
matter.
much faster painters than I am, and it took me 3 days to paint Jacob, like 3 evenings, and that he's done. It took me ages to do him.
But it
Blimey.
shows.
When I started, I was dip and flicking. This is.
Yeah, but what about your painting?
Hey!
Oh dear.
Lovely.
Got some closer ups.
Yeah, I was trying something new with the lighting, and then the background and stuff, more black. But
No, it's good. It works.
yeah, I was kind of debating to see if it works. It kind of somewhat works and somewhat doesn't, but
No, I like it. It gives a bit of atmosphere to it.
Do you think any of these would be good enough, Reese, to get on like the Warhammer community webcast?
Oh God, yeah.
actually, one of them was
He
just a
was-
minute ago.
Oh, was it?
It was on today. Chrissy's posted it on
Hey, yeah, my Jacob was on today. Yeah,
Oh, cracking. Well, I'll put that in the video then.
yeah. I think Chrissy's got. You should see Mike's face though in it. The screenshot Chrissy's taken is his face is full of surprise.
Hang on, I've got the WhatsApp now. No.
What's I'll tell you what's fascinating about this, as a slight aside.
Just there you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Nick's face. Yeah.
Brilliant.
What was he saying at that particular moment, Reese?
I think at that point, I think they were commenting on the fact is Jacob and that it was coming close to Christmas and that the festive season has begun. Yeah.
It's brilliant. Just as an aside, I mean, out of our small little group of people in Chumps, I think we had 5 models on this week, didn't we?
I
5
think, yeah.
different painters having their models shown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Paul and Chrissy both got one on, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, Reese,
Mike's-
and I think someone
yeah.
else as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. But overall, I think there's been at least 8 or 9 of the club now have been featured on that chat as well. So it's quite a claim, I think, for the club.
It is. I don't put mine on Twitter because I don't want to get rejected.
I will never be on there because I cannot use Twitter. I don't know. I tried making an account and I got instantly banned, and I don't know how to get unbanned, and I don't know why I
What
was
did you
banned.
do?
I've never even posted anything. I don't know.
What name did
Like,
you?
I literally opened it.
Yeah,
And got
what name did you use for the account?
it was the auto-generated one. It was. So, you know, it shall forever remain a dream.
Well, they do take them from Instagram as well. So if you can use Instagram, then
No, I don't have Instagram either.
yeah.
It took Dave about 10 minutes to get on this Zoom call. So
That's true. That's true. I start the Steam engine.
I tell you, Reese, the symbol you've got on the shoulder pads as well. That's quite good. I mean, was that hand painted or did you draw it on?
That was drawn on actually after.
hang on, I've got to pick a minute.
I haven't got that much of a steady hand for this.
Good lad.
Yes, I have to admit, it's very, very fine pen.
Everyone should have one in their toolkit.
It does
I don't
sound.
know how I feel about this.
Yeah, this is more pictures of it.
Did you do the eye like that as well?
Yes. Okay, the white is painted on, and then I just dabbed the black dot for his eye.
Yeah.
It's just the easiest way I've done eyes.
No, I hadn't noticed. No,
Oh, that on the back of the barrel. That is brilliant. The way you've got the beer sloshing around inside that.
Yeah, I've seen a few ideas on that actually. There's quite a few models going around on Twitter with very different ideas. Like some people just filled up the hole with ale. Well, it appears to look like ale. But then some people have done it half like I've done.
Good job, Reese. Anyway, I thought your models were excellent. But I hate you.
Right.
So that's one of the conclusions. One of the other conclusions of the session is we all hate Reese. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
In a good way. In a good way.
6 months of painting, right?
That is incredible. That is Reese. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I've I've been working on both KO and Fire Slayers, but I've done half units at the minute. So I've done 5 Fire Slayers, the Volkites, and 5 Company with the Argonauts. I'll get with the whole units.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea though. At least I think to break it up, give yourself a bit of variety.
Mm.
So as I was saying, this is my Moirax, and this is the photo you've got here is a work in progress. So that's still being done. What I've done is I've put a bit more highlighting on it and a bit more dirt and grime in certain areas. But you'll see that in full detail next month, really.
And what's the blue? What's the blue silver topper?
That's Iron Hand Steel. It's just 2 coats of Iron Hand Steel straight out the pot.
Lovely.
And I love it. I think against that silver on his shoulder pad, it just works so nicely.
Yeah, it's great. I like the little like Balthasar gold bits that stand out there as well.
So I stole that from a tutorial because it just breaks up that dullness of the you know, if you go with the 2 colours. I mean, there's 3 colours on that, and even on the finished model I've got now, there's only all I've really added is a bit of serum sepia along the joins just to give it a bit of a leaked oil look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then on the pistons a little bit to show there's a bit of oil on the pistons around his feet.
Yeah.
But I am so enjoying the Imperial Knights and painting them as well because they're excellent. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and you'll see on the next one on the Canis Rex.
Wow.
That is my pride and joy. You know, as with Reese, you know, I only started painting in February and March, and there are other models out there that will stand up against this in great detail. But I'm really proud of how that's come out because I've given it that weathered age look, and I think I've done it.
Yeah, you should be proud of it. It's fantastic.
I've got a bit of sponging on the model to put a bit of the silver on, so it looks like the paint's coming off a little bit, and then just washed it with Agrax Earthshade just to give it that oily, grimy look. And I thoroughly enjoy painting it. And as I say, it's based now, so I will give you a picture of that, Peter, so you can show it next time around.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Yeah, considering you yourself and Reese have only started learning last year, your painting is incredible. I was painting the enamel paints when I first started, so
It was on these ones. The Lumineths I'm not as keen on, but and the quality of it. But the reason I went for this final step is that the next photo you've got, Peter, which is before I did the weathering and what have you. I liked it, but it's kind of quite in your face. You know, it's very bright and bold. So I decided to dull it down a bit. But I am going to do another model in this color scheme, but without it giving it aged. I.e., it's just come out of the workshop. It's brand spanking new.
yeah.
It looks nice and shiny. But again, Canis Rex, what a great model.
God, yeah.
I think the way you've done, yeah, the way you've done it, it's got a lot of character. Definitely, that's what the weathering I think does. It tells you something about the story of the of the model. I really like it, and I really like the color scheme that you've chosen. It could also join someone's destruction army, mate. It's got those colours. I really like it. It's really good.
Well, the blue is Teclis blue, and I just really love that colour because it's such a nice, bright, cheery blue. And to be honest with you, the orange, I tried multiple different colours because it's very difficult to get a nice, solid orange colour.
Yeah.
I found. So I've used Fire Dragon Bright, and I used Troll Slayer Orange and all sorts to come up with a colour that I liked. But I think it's a nice, bright orange to counter that blue as well. I just think I'm really pleased with it. And kudos to myself, green eyes shining through the face mask. Painted, painted, not drawn.
Well done.
Aren't they about the size of like a Space Marine's knee pad though?
Move on. So this is my High Warden. Now, as I was saying when you went on here, this is my first attempt at contrast paints. It's not perfect, and actually when I look at some of the white on there, like you were saying earlier, Peter, when you start zooming in, you start going, oh, that looks a bit crap. However, the colour scheme and the finish I'm fairly comfortable with. I just want to tidy it up a little bit, but
yeah, the two-tone blues do look good. Is that the scheme they have in the book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much straight off the box art.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy painting it, but you know, this, as I say, the first one I did, and I learned a lot. The Balthazar gold on the chest plate, I haven't really done the definition on that perfectly well. I need to go back and touch up the white on his mask as well. But I think we all know that the whites themselves are such a difficult paint to use. It's like Tipex.
Oh God, yeah.
And on more recent models, I've watered it down so much more on a white prime as well. So it kind of helps a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the thin coats with white you really have to do, otherwise, yeah, it comes up all gloopy and horrible.
Yeah, so that's not my finest moment, but the light of Eltharion, which I think is the next one you had. Yeah, I'm much happy with this one. This is all contrast, apart from some of the details on the
armour on that is fantastic. Is what contrast paint is that?
Skeleton Horde is basically across the whole model. Then there's the Black Templar on the ribbons.
Yeah.
The sword is Ironbreaker, I think, with some Nuln Oil. So it's not a difficult colour scheme, but do you know what? I didn't want to detract from the quality of this model itself. It's such a well-designed model.
Yeah.
I didn't want to detract from it. And this is the first model I based. This was me learning how to base and realising that, you know what?
I was going to say about your basing. Yeah, the basing on that is good. I like how you've used a lighter colour underneath that crackled paint.
Yeah. And that's, you know what, it's something I've done a lot of, and you'll see it on the Canis Rex as well. A red base with the Granite Earth on top, but then coloured down with an orange contrast paint. It just makes it stand out a little bit more. And I like it. So, and I'm just experimenting with the thickness of the base as well to get different size cracks.
Yeah.
But I love that model. I think I'm really pleased with how it's come out, but the model itself, I think I've done it justice.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic model.
Yeah. No, you've definitely done it justice. It's lovely. Great.
It is. It's really good.
It's better than the last one, that's for sure. The High Warden.
think you're too hard on yourself, mate.
Oh, Dave, listen.
Far too hard
when you've
on
gone
yourself.
through, Dave, when you've gone through all these photos that we've had on here, it's just, and yes, I am critical of myself, but it's a learning process still for all of us, you know. And I could have quite easily not sent that through, but if we've got people watching this and seeing this journey we're going on, all I see on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram is perfectly painted miniatures.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what? That's what I've done, and that's what I'll take into battle, and it will work on the battlefield, and it will still, you know, it will still roll 1s and 6s the same as a golden dragon with it. You know, it doesn't matter. It's still going to perform the same, but.
As I said, I think considering you've only started painting this year, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And I wasn't painting anywhere near this standard for at least 4 or 5 years until after I started painting. So, yeah. You know, that learning curve you've got after that first model is fantastic.
I definitely 100% agree with that. I don't think I was painting at near that level, even because I had a time in the hobby and then I kind of stepped away and then I kind of came back again. I don't think even in that sort of first period of hobbying I was anywhere near that level. But also I think something important to remember as well is the difference between painting an individual character, whether it's for tabletop or whether it's for display, and painting a unit. Because an individual fig doesn't need to look brilliant.
No, you've got the 3 foot rule for that.
Individually. Yeah, and there's something to be said for just the impact of the army en masse, if that's what you've got.
I get that.
Yeah.
And
That's
just
lovely.
a bit of advice to anybody else. I mean, that background, I bought a light box for 11 quid.
Yeah.
It's got 2 strips. It's got 2 strips of USB lighting, LED lighting on top. I've got 5 different color backgrounds, and it lifts your photos so much.
Yeah.
It
It's
just
better than
makes
my
such
light box,
difference.
actually. Yeah, I might have to ask you for the link for that one.
I'll put it on the group chat.
Yeah,
It's just so easy to do. Stick it in there, take a photo, and all of a sudden, voila, you've got a fairly decent photo.
I might need to pick something up like that as well, because at the moment that I use, because my hobby desk is also currently my workstation, which is not great, by the way. The black bottom is the top of my work laptop, and then the background I use like the inlay from one of the army books, because they've usually got like a black and white art piece on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I use that as the background, and then I've just got a desk lamp. So some of my pictures can look pretty, you know, peasant tier, but they're okay. But you've got a much better setup, so I might need to pinch it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. That's all it is. It's just the white box,
yeah.
but it's just got a couple of LED strips at the top, and you get all the different background colours. And it's, you know, 10, 11
That's
quid.
great.
Anyway.
That's 10, 11 quid I could spend on art pens, though.
I tell you the other thing. The other thing I learned again, I bought some better brushes, and do you know what? A decent brush makes so much difference.
Oh god, yeah.
So much difference. It gives you so much more confidence when you're doing some of the details.
Yeah, I've moved away from GW ones. I've been using Kolinsky.
Yeah, I have as well. Brilliant brushes.
Yeah, I'm using some Broken Toad ones at the moment, and then once I've murdered them, I've got some Raphael ones that I found cheap. So I'm going to try those, but I still use some of the GW ones, but only for things like painting terrain and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. So when I did
the cheap ones.
when I did the big Canis Rex, the big panels, I used the GW ones because it's just easy to dip it in and just dip and flick.
Yeah. And then we've got Williams. Yeah. So these are some Gene Stealers. I think he's doing Gene Stealer cults.
Oh, okay.
I tried to do purple on black, and it just looked appalling.
I think it's another one where you
Very
need a lot of
difficult.
layers, a lot of building up.
Yeah, Will's nailed it on that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I tried that, I've done purple on purple. But purple on black's very good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I think kudos to the guy, because we all know where he was when he painted that model. He was in his van at work.
Yeah.
Probably won't want everyone to know that.
After work, he sits outside in his van, painting.
Yeah. I've painted a few of these myself, and I have to say, this is amazing because where the little muscles show through, where he's painted that blue, is so difficult to paint those parts, and he's just nailed it straight away.
Oh, didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he hasn't just put a blob of blue paint in there, because you can see lines.
Yeah,
can't you?
exactly. Exactly. It's fantastic.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
The more you look at these, the more you see with his Gene Studios, I think.
As a group, though, we do need to work on our backing of the photos.
Yes.
Please don't put in some minimum photo quality requirement. Please don't do that.
No pictures of laps, please.
I mean, that is the detail on there is,
Yeah. And it's still not. That's a work in progress as well. So he's not quite finished that one yet.
That's lovely.
That is really nice. Is that from the Space Hulk box?
I think it is.
I think so.
It looks like it.
You can. I think you can get it separate now, though, can't you? I think.
I don't know. To my real shame, that Space Hulk box is in my pile of shame.
Painted.
Yeah.
And that's everyone's submissions for this month.
Superb. That was brilliant. Loads of good stuff there.
Didn't we do well?
So I put my hand up in that I failed. Whilst I did two units for my legions, I didn't do any for my renegades and heretics. So yeah.
Well, to be honest, there's I failed on one of mine, and there's been a few. We had Ben's dropped out, unfortunately. I think work commitments and everything, but also there's been a few people who've decided to change their armies partway through, haven't they, Topper? So.
But let's just point out, I changed, but I still got them done.
that is fair point.
And
Well played.
I didn't use a pen.
Low blow.
And I've only been doing this since February. Pull your fingers out, guys.
This is what's known as a crutch. This is what this is becoming.
All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. I need to go now because I've got.
So do I. But thanks for joining me, and thank you. It's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to next month's already.
That's great.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Cheers for organising. Cheers, everyone.
I take lots of requests for tips from you on painting Marines. Cheers, mate.
See ya.
Cheers, guys. Bye.